All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to break down a skill that is absolutely essential, whether you're a hiker, a soldier, or just someone who likes to explore. We're talking ground-to-map positioning.
So, picture this. Your phone's dead. No GPS. It's just you, the open country, and a map. You are standing on the ground, and you have to find your exact position on that map. This is the challenge we're going to solve today.
You know, this gets at a really universal human problem. I mean, who hasn't been there, right? That split second of confusion, that little voice in your head that just asks one simple question. Where am I?
Well, the solution has a name. It's called ground-to-map positioning. And it's basically the skill of looking at the world around you, the hills, the trees, the buildings, and using them to find your exact spot on that piece of paper. It's kind of like a superpower, and I'm going to show you how it works.
So, how do we actually do this? Well, lucky for us, it boils down to two incredibly powerful and time-tested methods. Think of them as the two main tools you're about to add to your navigation toolkit.
So, first up, we've got a method called resection. This one is all about using landmarks. Then we've got the grid reference method, which uses the map's coordinate system. One is super visual and intuitive, and the other is super precise. Both are absolutely game changers.
Okay, let's dig into our first method. We're going to start with the one that feels the most natural, using the landmarks you can actually see with your own eyes.
But how does this really work? I mean, how do you take two things in the distance, maybe a couple of mountains or even a water tower and a bridge, and use them to find out exactly where you're standing? Let's walk through it.
It's actually a really logical process. Step 1, find two big, obvious things you can see that are also on your map. A peak, a tower, you name it. Step 2, use your compass and take a bearing to each of them. Step 3, and this is the cool part, you draw the back bearings from those points on your map. And finally, step 4, where those two lines cross, bam! That's you. That is your exact spot.
And this awesome technique is called resection. You're literally using the known world to figure out your unknown position. It's navigation at its most pure, most fundamental level. How cool is that?
Okay, but what if there aren't any clear landmarks? Or what if you just need to be incredibly precise? Well, that is where our second method comes into play, using the grid that's printed right on the map itself.
You've probably seen something that looks like this before. GR123456. It looks like a secret code, doesn't it? Well, in a way, it is. It's the code to a very specific location.
So what do these numbers actually mean? How can 6 simple digits point to one single spot on a huge map? All right, let's crack the code.
Okay, here's the secret. You just split the number right down the middle. The first three numbers, in this case 1, 2, 3, are your eastings. They point to the vertical lines, the ones that go up and down. The second three numbers, 4, 5, 6, are your northings. They point to the horizontal lines. It's really that simple, eastings and northings.
But, and this is a big but, here's where people always mess up. Which one do you read first, the vertical or the horizontal? Because if you get it backward, you could be way off. Luckily, there's a simple rule you will never, ever forget.
And here it is, the old Army rule, read right, then up. It's that easy. Think of it like this. You go along the corridor before you go up the stairs. So you find the easting number first, that's going right along the bottom of the map. And then you find the northing number, that's going up the side. Always, read right, then up.
And just like that, with those two methods, you basically have the keys to unlock any map and find your place in the world.
So let's just do a super quick recap. You've got resection, which is visual and intuitive. You just use the landmarks around you. And you've got the grid reference, which is technical and precise, using the map coordinates. With that one simple rule to remember, read right, then up.
So the next time you're out there and you pull out a map, you're not going to feel lost. You're going to feel confident, because now you have two solid, powerful ways to answer that one big question: where am I?
So, we've given you the tools. You know the how. The only question left is, where will you go?